Mr. President, I regret to inform our colleagues of the death of former Senator Joe Tydings, who died on Monday succumbing to cancer at the age of 90. Senator Tydings was one of the most outspoken progressive Democrats in this body. He was born to privilege. His father was a Democratic senator from the state of Maryland, a conservative Democratic senator. His grandfather was one of our first ambassadors to the Soviet Union. His maternal grandfather married Marjorie Merriweather Post, who built Mar-a-Lago, as I think most of us know, in Palm Beach. So he came from a family of great privilege, and yet he was known in Maryland as a person of the people, representing the people of our state. His first elected office was president of the Young Dems of Maryland. And from there, he became a member of the Maryland House of Delegates, where he fought the establishment, took on the network in Annapolis and investigated the savings and loan situation in our state and really showed a lot of light on what was happening in abuses in that industry. He was chosen by then Senator Kennedy to head up his campaign for president. Joe Tydings handled his campaign in Maryland for President Kennedy and helped in other primaries around the nation, leading to President Kennedy's election as President of the United States. President Kennedy asked him to serve as the U.S. Attorney for Maryland, and Senator Tydings served as the U.S. Attorney. He was known for his independence at the U.S. Attorney's Office. He pursued white-collar crime and political corruption. A former a member of the House of Representatives, he indicted, convicted, as well as the Speaker of the Maryland House of Delegates. He recruited young talent to his office in the U.S. Attorney's Office, including Ben Civiletti, who went on to become the Attorney General of the United States, and Stephen Sachs, who turned out to continue to become the Attorney General for the state of Maryland. In 1964, he ran and was elected to the United States Senate. He worked on progressive causes, including Voting Rights Act, helped getting that enacted under President Johnson, and gun safety legislation. After leaving the Senate, after one term, he continued to be extremely active in our community, best known, I believe, for his work at the University of Maryland. He served 3 terms on the Board of Regents of the University of Maryland system, giving back to the school where he graduated from both undergraduate and law school. And he was known as one of the most aggressive people in the reform in our University of Maryland system, and also the independence of the University Hospital. On a personal note, let me tell you that he helped in my election to the United States Senate 12 years ago and gave me a great deal of support, friendship, an advisor, and a role model for me. I remember him being here when I took the oath of office as the United States Senator, walking me down the aisle, and I had a great deal of pride that he was with me. He's going to be missed by all of us. Just an incredible person, a person who put his principles over practical politics. It may have cost him an election, but he did what he thought was right, and I can tell you we're all proud of his service to the people of Maryland and our nation. Mr. President, I would ask consent that my entire statement concerning Joe Tydings be made part of the record.